the frozen north. This hardcore crew
This is where it gets bad. Oh.
battle deadly snowstorms
It's a harsh land up there.
and killer ice
Most dangerous thing is probably the wind chill factor. Things freeze pretty quick.
to keep a crucial supply route open. The Ontario Northland Railway. This critical lifeline transports fuel, food, and freight to remote communities throughout deep winter.
If you're not careful, the cold will beat you.
If the trains can't roll through this frozen hell,
Can't see so well. The snow and the ice really affects the brakes.
these communities will not survive.
The train is vital for them. There is no road.
This time, broken machinery,
What is going on here?
twisted track,
Could get dangerous, yes. Could have a derailment.
and subarctic blizzards
There's some bad curves, big hills. It gets pretty bad in the winter.
threaten to leave passengers stranded.
Ah, my worst day.
Canada's most extreme stretch of railroad snakes over 1,000 kilometers. It's a backbone of steel that connects remote towns and far-flung communities.
It's a lifeline, in a sense, for Northern Ontario. It's almost a survival thing for them.
The Ontario Northland Railway is one of the world's most northerly rail networks, a gateway to the Arctic. Almost 100 towns and villages are connected in the stunning frozen north, a draw for tourists and a vital lifeline for First Nations communities. From Moosonee, down through the freight hub of Cochrane, branches spider out across Ontario to towns such as Iroquois Falls, Hearst, and Timmins. The line extends as far south as North Bay.
This train is a link for them. There is no road. They can't get in and out, so the train is vital for them. They depend on it.
In one of the harshest environments on Earth, it takes an elite team
Perfect. Dead on.
to keep this railroad running. Only the toughest recruits can face the freeze. This railroad not only ships thousands of tons of freight each year, it also operates one of the world's northernmost passenger trains, the Polar Bear Express. This is one of the last trains that people can still flag down in the wilderness. It has connected the remote communities here for 55 years and runs all year round. Most of the year, there's no road up to the last stop on the line, Moosonee. So the Polar Bear Express also hauls vital supplies and vehicles to keep the communities here moving.
The railway from Moosonee to Cochrane is extremely important. The system is a lifeline for us.
Many communities live entirely off-grid here, all year round. Michael and Anne Wesley run a traditional First Nations retreat close to Moosonee.
The French River is that way. We're not going to the French River. We're going fishing down by the cabin.
Visitors from the south come here to explore the wilderness and experience off-grid living.
I just love the land up here. The tranquility. It's unique to the world. You don't find a lot of that going around nowadays.
It's just far away from the rat races I can go. A Cree tradition, our heritage. We hunt for ourselves, we fish for ourselves. Come on, fishy.
Visitors are a key part of the economy for this community. And in winter, the Polar Bear Express is the best way for them to reach Moosonee. Today, the railroad crew is gearing up to shuttle a group of explorers north.
It's a very unique experience for us. You know, we've never done this before. It's just as much a cultural trip as a ski trip, too.
The Polar Bear Express team will set out from Cochrane. It's a 6-hour journey north, with little chance of rescue in the wilderness. Through blizzards and a stunning landscape, the train is often the only way in or out of the frozen town of Moosonee.
Weather here, it can be wonderful 1 minute, cold the next minute. You could freeze your feet, your hands, hypothermia if you're not wearing the proper clothes. The consequences would be bad.
Once the train leaves Cochrane, it's on its own in the wilderness. A team of mechanics race to ensure it's ready to face the elements.
We got to really make sure we don't mess up on these, because if the engine dies on the line, the guys don't have anything to keep them warm. So we got to make sure that these engines stay tip-top shape.
Everything looks good, there's no oil.
This is a train overhaul on steroids.
Okay, so we drained the lube oil filter housing. So we'll sign that one off.
The list of jobs is extensive, from checking the 1,000-litre cooling system for leaks to changing oil filters the size of dustbins.
We don't change the oil, we just change the filters. Perfect.
The locomotive engine works very differently to the average car engine. On a train, the engine does not drive the wheels directly. It drives an electrical generator, which powers traction motors on each of the axles, turning the wheels. This system means no gearbox is needed. Simply raising the current to the motors increases the power to the wheels.
This inspection is really important. Our winter times are our hardest months. The locomotives are usually breaking down in the winter, and we have very little supply, so we need to get this one going. All right, man, it's time to fire these things up, make sure everything's running right.
The mechanics fire up the 2,000 horsepower engine to ensure it's running smooth and strong. But there's a problem.
Not good. Turn that off. Not good.
The engine has shut itself down. The mechanics scramble to find the fault and fix it before the loco needs to leave for Moosonee.
We're gonna move fast.
Okay, I'll go check the oil.
Outside at the station, the explorers wait to board the train for their journey north into the frozen wilderness. Team leader Frank briefs the team.
If someone falls in the water, you throw the float at the person. If you go under the water and the current takes you, sorry guys, that's it, bye-bye.
But these intrepid explorers are going nowhere until Jared and Phil hunt down and fix the fault on the Polar Bear Express.
EMS is off.
Yeah, we need it on. Yeah, that controls all the fuel management.
Their investigation finally reveals the critical problem.
So it's shut down on insufficient oil pressure.
Oh. What breaker did I miss?
The system's oil pressure has fallen through the floor. If it had not shut down, it could have blown the engine.
There's no oil pressure in the locomotive. We're gonna have to get that checked out, because if there's no oil pressure, the locomotive can't go today.
Switches are flicked. Dipsticks are dipped.
Is it holding 20 pounds?
It's holding 20.
Until finally,
Turn over.
changing the filters temporarily lowered the oil pressure and shut down the engine. The oil's replenished and the pressure builds up. The locomotive is good to go.
It seems to be running good now, and it's sensing oil pressure. Gonna be good to go on the track.
Those are up.
Good job, man. Time to get this train on the tracks.
The freshly fixed locomotive heads up the 6 carriages of the Polar Bear Express. The yard crew race to load up the equipment and skidoos for the big journey north. The massive 2,000 horsepower engine roars to life. This is one extreme train. The Polar Bear Express locomotive rolls on 4 axles and 8 wheels. Capable of speeds over 100 kilometers per hour. It produces enough electricity to power almost 1,000 homes. And it can haul dozens of passenger cars for over 800 kilometers without stopping.
Back on the move, heading to Moosonee.
The 300-kilometer journey will have not 1, but 2 train engineers in the cab. Sheldon Renault will switch with Jerry Miller halfway.
It's such a long day, you know, it helps out a lot.
A major snowstorm is forecast to roll in later today, which will make this journey a challenge.
We've seen some pretty big storms. We've always ran through them. Heavy snow. Visibility is not the greatest. They close the roads up north here quite often. Any heavy snowstorms, they close them down. They just can't keep up with the snowfall and cleaning them.
The storm is expected to dump up to 1 meter of snow, but closing the railway is not an option. To keep the line open, the team will need every weapon in their arsenal to clear the snow and get the Polar Bear Express through to Moosonee. Their biggest weapon, a fleet of 9 snow fighters.
This job isn't for everybody, only for the tough at heart.
These hardcore hydraulic-powered snow-busting beasts can punch through mountains of snow. They're equipped with special blowers that suck up and spit out tons of snow each minute. Snow fighter driver Chris Krasowski and his trainee Steve are already at the wheel. It's a constant battle to keep on top of the relentless snowfall. With yet another storm on the way, it's vital they clear as much as they can.
Well, if you don't keep on top of the snow here, it's going to go right over the tracks. It's going to interfere with our trains. When the trains are moving, we're all making money. When the trains are stopped, then there's questions to be asked. This is what we're paid to do. That snow may look white to you, but it's green to us. Oh.
But the snow fighter team has a problem.
Nothing.
The hydraulics that power the blower stop working.
Here we go again.
If they can't fix the machine and clear the line, the train won't get through to Moosonee. On the Polar Bear Express, drivers Sheldon and Jerry power through the frozen wilderness.
Only 175 more miles to go.
Conductor Chris Beedman is responsible for the safety of the adventurers on board, heading north to explore the icy landscape with the Moose Cree First Nation.
There are still a lot of people that do like to come up and see their way of living. And that's why these skiers are going up. They really want to get a look at it and see their way of life.
But living off-grid comes with risks.
You really got to take care of yourself when you're out there in the wild like this, because it's a harsh land up there. We ship food in and out, but they still like fishing and trapping, and basically still living off the land, which is great. But they have the train to get in and out, and that's their lifeline.
As the Polar Bear Express pushes north,
This is what they call the old lady smoke.
Anne Wesley prepares the camp for the visitors.
I'm going to try to make a fire here. No. Just waiting for the skiers, going to warm up their place for them, and hopefully it's a success. They've been doing it for a few years, and it's called Ski with the Cree. Well, we don't help them ski, we just watch them. No, they come here to learn some traditional stuff and some traditional way of life, and come to have fun with us people. Look at that, fire, fire. Fire, you know.
The timber cabins here have added insulation for the uninitiated southerners.
We'll make it nice in here for them. They got their mattresses coming. That's where they're gonna sleep. This is what we use out in the bush. I think they'll like it. They'll stay toasty warm most of the night. They won't have to get up 3 or 4 times to stoke the fire.
Anne needs to work fast to prepare the camp. The explorers are just a few hours away. In the railroad's engineering shed,
what is going on here?
Chris's broken snow fighter arrives for emergency surgery. The machine is losing hydraulic oil.
Hydraulic oil is like blood. It runs to every function of the system to make it work. So without blood, you can't work. Same as a machine.
The snow fighter engine drives a hydraulic pump, which rotates at high speed. This forces over 700 litres of hydraulic oil per minute down a vast network of hoses. This pressure drives the blower and powers hydraulic cylinders that operate the plough and the wing shovels. But if a hydraulic hose to one of these pieces of machinery springs a leak, its operation will fail. If Chris cannot get the blower working, the storm may leave the train stranded in the wilderness. The Polar Bear Express makes good headway north towards Moosonee.
Where are you guys from?
Conductor Chris briefs the team on what to expect.
They have been spotting wolverines up here. You don't want to see any polar bears too close, so don't go near that. They're ferocious. They're coming in closer and closer. They're looking for food, eh? There's a lot of panic, eh, when that happens.
These explorers are not only being drawn north to explore its extreme landscape, but also to learn about and better understand the ancient Cree culture that has existed here for millennia.
People need to know how other people live in other parts of the world. And it's really nice to see people coming up and enjoying what we do and understanding it and sharing our culture.
The Cree is the largest group of First Nations in Canada. Many traditionally follow the seasonal migration of their prey, fishing, hunting and trapping game. Living in semi-permanent lodges, they travelled by canoe when open water allowed, and by snowshoe and toboggan in the winter months. Today, the Moose Cree First Nation continues to keep traditional practices and Cree culture alive.
Are we okay? Everybody ready?
Michael and Anne's knowledge of the land and the Moose River is essential to keep visitors here safe in the harsh environment.
The main trail is right here if you want to go on the main trail.
The most dangerous thing of being out there in the open is probably the wind chill factor. Things freeze pretty quick. In your face, you won't really feel it. If your ear is exposed, you won't really feel it. It'll just freeze quickly.
Michael guides explorers along the Moose River which is frozen this time of year.
A lot of times things can go wrong, snow machine can break down. I fell into the ice one time. Luckily, the last thing I grabbed was my trusty lighter. I was able to make a fire, yeah, we survived. We try not to take them to too much of an extreme out there, you know. We try to make them enjoy it as much as they can, and if they wanted that extreme adventure, sure, we'll take it to them.
On board the Polar Bear Express, the oncoming storm looks set to close all other routes north.
In the wintertime up here, they shut the highways down more often now ahead of time. They close it down more out of precaution, you know, so they don't end up having a vehicle collision or something or fatalities. You don't want to be out there on the highways, that's for sure.
It's critical the line remains open. It's the only way those on board will make it to Moosonee. Throughout the winter, an army of more than 120 track maintenance crew check every centimetre of the railroad to find and fix sections of damaged track. Snow and ice warp the rails and pull apart the joints. It's a constant battle to keep the track in shape.
Yeah, right under that hose, gotta come up.
Track Inspector Rich Ferguson and his team are gearing up to repair a section of track before the next storm rolls in.
So here we have a hump. If we ran our eye along the rail, this is a hump here.
Rich has discovered a series of dips in this section of track.
A 3-inch hole, that's a deep one.
It's less like a railroad and more like a roller coaster.
Yeah, right there.
As winter bites on the railroad, the entire track is in flux. The ground beneath literally moves, causing the metal rails to warp and twist. This remarkable phenomenon is called frost heave.
It's just starting to all move now. The next few weeks, it's going to change a lot. Could get dangerous. Could have a derailment. A severe spot, the train could derail.
Summing summer, thawed groundwater collects beneath the track in pools. As the brutal subarctic winter bites and temperatures plummet to -40, the water freezes and expands. It pushes up the earth and dangerously buckles the track to form humps and dips. When these grow too large, the couplings between the train cars are put under huge pressure until they finally break apart.
Good chance the train could uncouple. The train could lose half their train. So we're trying to avoid that.
Luckily, Rich spots this troublesome track before it could derail the Polar Bear Express.
Well, the colder it gets, the hump could get worse.
It takes about 5 hours for the train to get from Cochrane to Moosonee. We don't want it to be 10 hours, right? Passengers would get very upset.
Rich and his crew have their work cut out to complete the fix so the train can pass through.
We have to protect the train, protect the track, you know. Try to keep the train safe, everybody on it.
On board the Polar Bear Express, drivers Sheldon and Jerry know how quickly small track defects can become dangerous in the extreme conditions of the north.
Go over an open joint, broken rail, and 9 times out of 10, nothing will ever happen. That it won't derail you or anything like that, but you need to get it addressed and fixed, because in the long run, it can cause problems and cause a derailment.
If we hear something out of the ordinary, we call it in. You let them know so that they can go and check it out.
As they power north, the storm starts to bite. And in the engineering yard, the pressure mounts on Chris and his mechanic to fix the faulty snowfighter.
Yeah, the 2 buttons on towards the engine and the 1 towards me. 3 at once.
The hydraulic system that powers the snowblower is leaking, leaving this critical machine powerless.
That's where it's coming out. We're trying to get this done as fast as we can, so we can move that snow on the main line.
It takes an hour of poking
Is that good?
and prodding
Was it the O-ring?
Yeah.
to identify the problem. An O-ring or rubber seal has perished, causing the fluid to leak.
And there's the broken O-ring. This is the reason why I'm down. 1 O-ring. Without the O-ring, we have no brooms.
It's just gonna leak hydraulic oil.
Mechanic Chris strips down the hydraulic hose and replaces the O-ring. Only when they fire up the fighter will they know if their fix has worked.
Hey! Nothing came out.
Nothing's coming out.
Perfect. I took care of it. It was the O-ring, so I was right on that. Okay.
The snow fighter is ready to do battle once more. Chris races to get out on the track and clear a path for the Polar Bear Express. One of the northernmost regular passenger train services, the Polar Bear Express has been running between Cochrane and Moosonee since 1964. It's almost the world's last remaining train service, which passengers can actually flag down to stop and runs all year round. For over 50 years, the Polar Bear Express has carried a dining car, serving breakfast, lunch and dinner. Today, the service is still critical for the northern communities and was used by over 52,000 passengers last year. On board the train, Sheldon and Jerry pin their hopes on the storm holding off. The northern section of track can be treacherous.
There's some bad curves, some bad big hills, stuff like that, and it gets pretty bad in the winter. You don't want to really tempt fate if it's that badly out there.
Further north, Rich and the track crew race the clock to fix a section of dangerously warped track.
The cars on the train could uncouple. He could lose half his train or his whole train.
These humps and hollows are caused by frost heave, the freezing and expanding of water beneath the tracks.
The frost penetrated the ground, it froze the water underneath the ground, caused the ground to move, and it created a hump. Other spots it'll sink, and we're gonna run out the hump, so there's less of a jolt for the train.
Rich uses blocks of compressed wood, called shims, to even out the track.
Sometimes we have them that thick, like 2 inches, 3-inch shims. This is like 3/4 inch. Or just a temporary fix while we have a frost heave.
The team will jack up the track where it dips down to form a hollow, then hammer in wooden wedges. These shims hold the rails in place and smooth out the gradient. But this can only be a temporary fix. In spring, when the frozen water beneath the track melts, the shimmed sections will be left high and dry until the track team return to remove the shims.
Come springtime, they have to come out. Otherwise, that'll stay up. When this goes down, that'll stay up. It'll be backwards. It'll be like reverse from what we have right now.
Fixing the track is a relentless battle. The moment the team complete a repair, Mother Nature sends them back to square one.
Up here, they're shimming a lot more. Up north, they got colder weather, and normally they shim pretty much all winter long here. So we're just digging it out so then we can get the shim under at the highest spot. So then it's not a hole anymore, so it's gradual up for the train.
It's a back-breaking 20-minute fight to fix the first hump.
That's one spot, 11 more to go.
Rich and his crew now need to pull out all the stops.
So we have a lot more to do. We are behind right now.
The Polar Bear Express is bearing down on them. It's hit the halfway mark, and it's time for drivers Jerry and Sheldon to switch over.
Time to work.
Becoming stranded out in the frozen wilderness could be deadly for the crew and passengers. The Polar Bear Express is equipped with life-saving supplies that should help conductors like Tyler O'Grady keep everyone safe until help arrives if a train gets stuck.
This is where they keep the tools in this baggage car, just a few things we might need along our journey. Sledgehammers, you never know when you need stuff like that.
These crucial supplies are stored in tough metal cabinets that are custom fabricated here in the railroad's engineering workshop.
I'm a sheet metal mechanic, and I do a lot of the custom work. So everything has to be sometimes tweaked, modified to suit the situation at hand. This is a large locker. It's 6 feet by 3 feet by 12 feet long. It's going to handle, I believe, the emergency survival equipment in the event of any kind of derailment or breakdown. There's going to be a large tent, chainsaws, survival gear that they can set up, a system to house people.
Sheet metal worker Dan Peters custom builds lockers, doors, and ventilation panels. Every cabinet must be extremely robust to protect its contents.
It has to be made heavy enough that it's going to take any jarring, rattling, years of vibration. You build it hoping that you never have to use it.
Some lockers are engineered to hold special cargo.
This one is the gun cabinet, and it's designed because it's going to Northern Ontario, that there is still people that are going up on hunting trips and different things like that. So for the safety reason, they have to be locked up.
Dan is now one of the last custom fabricators left working with sheet metal on the railroad.
There was at one time about 7 sheet metal mechanics working in this shop. There's only one other person that is a sheet metal mechanic on the property. It is a bit of a dying trade because of just the situation of doing things by hand is not so much what we do as a society anymore. It has become a custom thing.
It takes 16 hours to handcraft this locker, so it's ready for the railroad. On board the Polar Bear Express, engineers Jerry and Sheldon are counting on the track crew to fix the rails and the snow fighter to clear the northern section of line. In the baggage car, Tyler checks on the survival equipment in case they run into trouble.
So this holds fusees in case an emergency. So if you use them for flagging the train, if you were to break down, you could run out and you put one ahead of the train and one behind the train. So, or the other thing you use them for is if you got a frozen lock in the winter. That's something that happens, a switch lock. You can't get the lock open, you can heat it with the fusee.
Passengers and crew should be safe, even if they become stranded in the wilderness. At the camp, Anne prepares for the passengers' arrival.
I'm cooking up some moose stew. This is from a young bull. Probably about a year or 2 years old, this bull. So the meat is going to be very, very tender, juicy. Very good meat. Any wild meat dish is traditional here You can have goose, moose, even some people have beaver, rabbits do. It's a land that provides us our food. That is all on there. I'll put this on the stove and we'll let it boil for about an hour.
The Polar Bear Express is pushing north, and it's making good time. Rich's track team are racing against the clock to beat the storm and the oncoming train. So he's brought in reinforcements.
Right now we have 2 crews together doing these shim spots because right now we're behind.
They have almost smoothed out the bumpy rail, but the storm is closing in.
We got it to where we wanted it. Now we just got to finish filling in the holes.
The team must also check the gauge, the distance between the tracks. This must be exactly 143.5 centimeters, or the train wheels would slip from the rails.
They give it a final inspection.
It's taken nearly 2 hours. It's the moment of truth for Rich, as he checks if the track is straight enough.
The best way to do it is just get down and look. Oh yeah, beautiful. Good. Yeah, that's nice. So we made this hump less of a jolt for the train now. It'll be more gradual.
Perfect.
The track crew clear out the way, allowing the Polar Bear Express to power north over the repaired rails with not a bump or a bang. But the further north they travel, the thicker the snow becomes.
It's a good amount of snow, and it will slow us down a little bit, like having to plow through it. When you get a big dump like this, it can hinder you. The snow builds up, and we're plowing snow right now, so. The snow fighter that clears the snow, he's in Moosonee. By the time he gets down here, it's gonna take him a while to push it out.
Come on, Pokey, let's go. Okay, ready to rock and roll?
With his snow fighter fixed, driver Chris and his trainee wingman Steve must work fast to clear the line. They must punch a hole for the Polar Bear Express, or the train will get stranded.
It's never an easy day with you.
Thank you.
Do you have that screwdriver?
No, I get back to the mechanic.
Oh, I should have kept it.
Then I'd be known as that guy that takes things off the mechanic and don't give them back.
No, he would have said keep it. See some snow fly here.
It's plow down time.
Oh.
Trainee Steve needs to avoid taking out signs as the wings push the snow out and away from the track.
Watch that sign that you hit earlier. You can pick your friends, but you can't pick your wingmen. Okay, we're digging here though. You gotta bring this up.
Steve must constantly adjust the depth of his wings to avoid damaging the track.
Put your wing up, it's too deep. You gotta go a little fast to throw the snow in the bush. Speed helps. You're not digging no holes, you're not hitting no signs.
For trainee Steve, it's a steep learning curve.
You hit that sign, I'm hitting you, that's it.
If you hit me in a dream, you better wake up and apologize.
But Chris sees potential.
See, one day you'll be sitting here doing this, teaching some young buck. Maybe your son.
Maybe your son.
As they push north, the drifts get deeper and deeper.
Ah, my worst day.
This section of track is notorious for snow buildup.
This is where the snow drifts are every year, right here, for the next 3 miles. We're going to hit some deep snow. You're going to see some snow fly. There we go.
When the snow drifts at this deep, it can take several passes to clear the line. Chris has been fighting the snow here for 27 years, and his experience makes all the difference.
This is where it gets bad on my beat, right here. Coming up to another big spot here. It's thick.
After more than 2 hours pushing snow, Chris and Steve have cleared the track.
Put the damn tail up. You're going to get a taste of my backhand again. No digging, no ditching. Perfect. Those slaps to the forehead help then, eh?
Trainee Steve shows signs of having what it takes to one day become a prize snow fighter.
He did a fine job. He had a good teacher.
Thanks. Thank you.
Maybe one day he can be as good as me. Time will tell. Just another day in the office.
The Polar Bear Express pushes on through the final leg to the northern outpost of Moosonee.
We're almost there, and we're gonna get the passengers to where they need to go, so it all works out.
Sheldon guides the train to the end of the line and the most northerly station on the railroad.
And that'll do, 18.6, stop.
It's mission complete for engineers Jerry and Sheldon. Now it's down to Frank to make sure his team leaves none of their critical survival gear on the train.
That looks like yours. Are those your skis there? Everything's well. Looks like we got all our bags, I hope. Have we got them all? Where's Marcy? How many are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. We got 7 people and all the bags. Now all we need is a driver. There's Anne.
Anne arrives to take the team up to the camp.
Nice to see you, my dear.
How you doing?
This is Henry. That's Anne.
Hi. I'm Anne. I won't remember all your names, but welcome to Moosonee, people. Welcome to Moosonee.
Ahead are 5 days of exploring the spectacular wilderness and gaining a deeper understanding of Moose Cree First Nation culture.
We've never gone this far north, and we just wanted to see what it's like.
After a hearty meal of Anne's moose stew.
Who shot the moose, do we know?
This one here is from an accident on the road.
The team heads out to learn the age-old technique of ice fishing on the Moose River.
If they don't catch a fish, they can't go home. Yeah.
Anne's technique may be a little unorthodox.
You gotta sing to them, okay? Yeah, you get down and you go in the hole. They'll come now. Fishing is not only a sport, but it's a part of life here.
The Southerners gain friends for life.
This is special.
I've learned to relax and not fret about things.
I've had some different foods to eat that I've never had before. Yeah. We had moose stew.
We're not sure what we're going to have tonight.
I think moose.
Yes. I don't know, could be.
A big part of the learning is to understand the impact of trying to westernize their culture. There's a lot to be learned both ways.
After an epic 6-hour mission, the explorers from the south have made it 300 kilometers north into the wilderness.
Come on, fishy.
Some people come up here with an open mind and really enjoy the culture that we have to offer to them.
It's taken the hard-working track team.
So we made this hump less of a jolt for the train now.
The eagle-eyed locomotive engineers.
Oh, it's been a great day. We managed to get the inspection done.
And the tireless train crew.
It's the train that keeps everything connected up to north.
To keep the gateway to the Arctic open on one of the world's most extreme railroads.